my name is Mackenzie.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Silva.
And for our project, we are working with the Greater New Bedford Regional Refuse Management District, which is located in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So the mission statement of the Greater New Bedford Regional Refuse Management District is materials management for a sustainable future. They integrate solid waste management program for the Dartmouth and New Bedford residents. Their staff is composed of 9 people who work in the landfill, 2 administrators, and 2 recycling individuals, whom one of them, Marissa, has been our project coordinator. So one of the things that they focus on is the solid waste disposal. So we actually had the opportunity to go to the Crapo Hill landfill facility in New Bedford, and while we were there, we were able to get a tour from Sean, who kind of showed us around the waste disposal and how they dispose of things in the different zones over there. And the Greater New Bedford Regional Refuse Management District also has a wide range of recycling programs. Nikki and I actually got to do some outreach at Stop and Shop, and one of the programs that they do is outreach at grocery stores, where they connect with residents from New Bedford and Dartmouth and give them recycling bags that they can use. The scope of our project was to increase social media presence as well as outreach. For the research design for our project, we looked at digital media influencers like Gary Vaynerchuk. One of Gary Vaynerchuk's best practices told us that in 2018, one of the most important things to consider is that people over the age of 25 are strictly utilizing Facebook. Instagram kind of became a thing a couple years ago, I would say. So from that point on, Gary has said that Facebook is more important for the older generation. We compared and contrasted different social media scheduling platforms such as Hootsuite. And Hootsuite is a platform where you could input content and schedule it for as far up to a year. So we decided to do it, look at it from a monthly perspective. We also looked at what other towns were doing for their programs. So one of the ones that we had looked at was the town of Lynn and their recycling program. And what they had been posting was a lot of matching content, which is something that we didn't quite see from the Greater New Bedford recycling programs. So we also looked at things such as the National Recycling Week, which happens in September. So that's something that would be a really good opportunity for this organization to post things in regards to that, as well as other awareness days. You know, you can search online things related to sustainability and educational content. So like I said earlier, Nicole and I did some outreach at Stop and Shop where we got to connect with some of the residents of New Bedford and Dartmouth. And what we found that was a little difficult was when we were doing it, we did it last week. So when we were doing it, the Salvation Army was also there. So it was really hard for us to connect with individuals because the Salvation Army was catching them beforehand. So looking back, this is something that we wish we would have done sooner on rather than later.
And in general, when it comes to solicitation, not that this was a solicitation for income or anything malicious like that, corporate policy encourages solicitation in a lot of grocery stores. But what we've come to find out through talking to grocery stores and even one of our classmates, Michelle, is it really comes down to store manager. Some store managers don't approve of having solicitors in their markets because it's disruptive to some of their customers. So although it's supported by corporate, it really depends on the actual grocery store and their management team. So for kind of a summary of where the company stands right now. One of the things that they do very well is that they have a variety of content mediums. They do everything from memes to informational posts and links, and even go into videos. So this right here, we've included a snapshot of one of their posts. This one was a group favorite because it's easily digestible and caters to all age demographics. This one, not recyclable blue, plain and simple, highlights the thing on Halloween where a lot of kids are like eco-friendly and it's the changing initiative, but they realize that they can't recycle their candy wrappers. Now, I mean, by show of hands, who thinks that this is not a complicated thing and nice to look at? Another show of hands, who would like this on a sticker? That doesn't exist, but it could. So another thing that they do really well is on their website, they make it very easy to find their calendar of events. A lot of corporate companies and just agencies in general typically have calendar events, but it's not as easily navigatable as it should be. For example, at UMass Dartmouth, we have an academic calendar, we have an event calendar, and we also have an athletic calendar and countless others. Thing is, none of these are streamlined, and none of them are easy to find. To find our academic calendar, you have to search or go through a couple different menus. And it's a little bit more of a pain than it should be. But this right here is our homepage. Now, something that they do need to work on a little bit is consistency across all pages. For one, as a group, we kind of dropped the ball. Even though explicitly in our scope, it states that there are two different social media platforms for the New Bedford residents and the Dartmouth ones. We slipped up and didn't realize that. But through further analysis, once we did, we saw that there's a little bit of more contingent effort with the New Bedford social media pages. So the New Bedford social media pages have twice the amount of posts and twice the amount of likes and followers. So we don't know if it's an effort thing or just the content and residency, but that's something worth exploring and considering whether or not to streamline.
So we also posted a snapshot of the homepage that Sylvan mentioned before. The list of calendar events is right on the left side. It's easy to follow. You can find the location, the time, and also sometimes it has a link to further information. We also noticed that they divided it into New Bedford recycling and Dartmouth recycling, which is good. However, on the Dartmouth recycling page, they don't have a link to the Facebook. So that's kind of where we got a little confused because we went immediately to the New Bedford recycling and saw the Facebook page link was right there. We really like how they added this photo in. I think it focuses on their mission, and it's beautiful to look at, so it's good to put on the homepage. And we also liked how they included a link to the Crapo Hill landfill. It's important to focus on that because that's where all the material is recycled, that's where all the magic happens, and it's really interesting to read about because we got to visit the site there and look at all the stuff that they have, and this picture on the front page is a picture of that. The next steps that we came up with as a team, in the short term, we want them to post content daily and weekly. We found that they weren't frequently posting. We actually looked back from September and there just wasn't as much as we thought from meeting with her the first time. We want to try to make content more relevant to the followers. We want it to relate to their lives, relate to everyday things that they actually want to read and follow and like the information. Also, we want to post more videos that are shorter. We'd like to aim for less than 2 minutes just because that's the time frame that you're going to have someone's attention. If it's above 2 minutes, they probably have other stuff going on and won't watch the rest of it to see what happens. We also saw that they didn't respond or engage with people that are commenting. This, if you actually responded to them, they would feel more engaged, they would want to comment back, learn more about your business. And then in the long term, we want them to implement Hootsuite, which is the website we recommended, where it posts your social media content weekly and monthly. And then we want to spread awareness to schools. We spoke with Marissa about kind of doing a hands-on learning event with students and they could learn more about recycling. And then we thought maybe they could offer an internship for social media because anyone would love to get more experience and have a government quasi-agency giving them a recommendation.
And when it comes to social media in general, any company in any industry nowadays is really struggling with this because they're not digital natives such as our generation. So regardless of what company and what industry, it behooves a firm to employ someone in our generation because we grew up with this content. Implicitly or explicitly, we really understand the content that we would like to receive and the deliverability. And implementing this isn't as much of a chore as it is for someone who's not as familiar with it. And in a lot of experience within our own university, a lot of departments, even our own college, social media pages are run by students. So, to kind of sum this all up in the methods and the madness of the classroom, there are a lot of learning points we obtained from the project as a whole. We learned a lot of shortcomings that we didn't implement and that we didn't communicate enough with our project coordinator. we focus a lot on the CASB cycle, where it goes into the different steps of being able to critically make a decision and understand where we are. We kind of did that implicitly throughout the whole process. We analyzed kind of the scope of our project, which we as a team struggled with and fell a little short on, where we didn't hit every single piece on that scope and came a little short with miscommunication. But I was also trying to understand of what the ask was and how necessary to get there, or how to implement things to get there. Our LinkedIn workshop was huge because it reiterated a lot of the research that we did pertaining to Gary Vee, where he harps a lot on frequency and digestible content. And regardless of what kind of content or medium it is, time is such a crucial thing. Presentations, for example, in class. Regardless of the content and the relevancy, it's a really big buy-in. Not everyone in this room has the same buy-in that certain people do for different presentations. I'm willing to bet at least one person in here has tuned out at least a minute or two of this presentation. And that's fine, that's normal, because someone's investment in this presentation is not the same as Marissa's. And that's the same with any presentation that's been given today or this past Tuesday. So to kind of sum it all up, there was a big method to the madness where our project itself was a kind of a capstone that incorporated all the lessons we learned in the classroom this year.
Are there any questions?